Okay, so let's check out Bumblebee. Very thankful to the dojo for helping me to progress in chess. It has been an exciting way since I began taking chess seriously in August. The biggest lesson I learned, in my opinion, was to focus less on winning and more on learning. When you begin, there is still a long way ahead of you. It can be demotivating to get your butt kicked every time you play OTB against stronger players, or not to be able to understand the theoretical discussions on the Discord. Sometimes those Discord, I don't even know what they're saying, dude. I learned to get past that and to plainly love the game, whether I'm winning or losing. That way I could slowly but surely progress. More than the pleasure of increasing my ELO or of graduating, I'm mostly happy that I have now a better understanding of the game. I've not played a lot against dojo players because of time zone, living in Germany, and out of shyness. I think it was a mistake, and I hope to do it more often in the future. Thanks again. Great! Now, I gotta say, aus Deutschland, we got loads of people. So the first thing we'll actually look, buddy, is are you in the German club? There you are, buddy. There, and you're in the German club. Now, I got a new thing. You guys. Look, first of all, we're going to expand this heat map. And then you could say, Kraai, I can't see the whole thing. Oh, maybe Kraai hits a button. Buddy. Oh, it's still not there. Kraai, you got to fix the button. Okay? You got to, how this guy, maybe it's because he's from Germany, but it's just all the way. There we go. It was pretty close. to showing the whole thing. Let's make it huge there. So this is my new button. Am I really proud of my new button that I can hit it and then boom, 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 we get to see it? Oh, of course I am. So as you can see, Bumblebee has been at it. And this is like 35 hours of work. This is a great graduation. Okay, so let's go back. How does it work? Don't hit the wrong button, buddy. Hit the wrong button, you're in big trouble. Which button is it? Oh, darn. I got so many buttons now. This was the right button. Okay. All right. So, beautiful heat map. And we're going to give them a follow. Let's see if we got any games over here. All right. So Tommy Tilt Proof, that's got to be the game to look at. So let's click on Tommy Tilt Proof. And we'll go first, actually, let's see, is there a time graph? No time graph. So then we'll go game review. Boom, boom, mark review, blah, blah, blah. And that's not what we wanted. No time graph. Okay. OTB game. Oh, chess bar in Munich. All right, here we go. So, what's cool about this is you found the right move just using logic, just using logic. You're touching the bishop, they got to move, and then you get to develop. Good move. Okay, fine. And C5 is a little controversial because they're not developing. Okay, that's the reason. Boom, boom. Okay, boom, boom. And now to me, the question would be, is bishop b5 annoying or not? I'm a little bit uncertain. One thing I want you to see when you take that you are developing your opponent's piece. So from a purely dogmatic standpoint, which is not a dumb thing to have, a good move would be rook e1. So when they take, you're not developing any of their coconuts, right? Okay, so here we go. Now notice, this is a small mistake because you are developing the rook, and now we're going to see if black is smart. Black was not smart. What black should have done is said, oh, my king, it's developed in the endgame, I want to keep it in the middle. So they should have kept it in the middle. Now at this point, also actually the pawn was hanging. Oh, we should have added, Jesse, the pawn was hanging. But, so, now you have grief to deal with. Something I want to stress is the reason you have this grief is because of the lack of development. And, even though King E7 was better. And notice that from the beginning, our knight is a little bit funky, right? Okay, so C3, and your opponent plays a star move. Absolutely, star move. And this, by the way, is maybe you're playing, by the way, somebody in this bar who's much better than you. But I've got to say, for the cohort you're in, you're playing very good chess here. And, one thing GMs sometimes say is they say things like, now I don't have any good advice for you. It's because it's truly hard, You decide to go this way, but now, he's just taking all your coconuts, as they say. F4, okay, I like this. We at least have an idea with F5. And here I think you should at least try the F5 idea. Just trying to loosen them up somehow. At this point, too, I think we want to say that we want you to be a cheapo merchant. That's my new word that I love so much. We want you to be a cheapo merchant now, to hope for some tricks. He trades, a good move. B4, I don't know. Beginning here, the game is lost. Okay, now, just by the way, at this momentito, at this level, your opponents can make mistakes, okay? That kind of helps them a little bit. And then good move, double attack. And now we're toast. Okay, so let's just say F5 was a very strange move. A very strange move. In fact, F5 is the first move where your opponent makes a mistake. They should, and after F5, you should take. Of course, take with check. You say check to the miserable king, and you're still lost, but you're in the, he's giving you reason to hope. You still take it. Still take it. Now I don't know. Now that's just desperation. So this thing about not being desperate, by desperate, yes, in a certain sense you're desperate, but you don't want to just give it easy to him, So I feel like, first of all, for your cohort, you played a great game. And this, by the way, a lot of times I get asked about openings and should you learn them. And this is a great example. You're just playing logical chess, and knight g3 is the right move. Just the right move. After that, we can talk about different variations and theory, shmeary, all that stuff. Fine. That's for later. Your opponent played great. And you should not feel bad about losing this game. At the beginning, maybe a little more attention to tempo. And when somebody wins tempo on you, that's when something like knight a4 is going to happen. Right? Okay, good game. Welcome to the dojo. Yeah. Oh, Kraai, now go back. Grad show. There we go, buddy. Next up is Skier Brian. Skier says, this program is awesome. Thanks to the community, I've gotten great feedback on first ever analyzed games from cross-cohort chat. I had my first ever tournament game, postmortem, and classical games. I have also recently joined a local OTB chess club and joined US Chess to step up my classical experience. The round robin tournament is great. This round robin thing we got going on is really cool, man. Bumblebee's in the chat, great. The round robin tournament is great with a shout out to Noob Master 123. Now, Noob Master is also named Jalp. He's helping us out in a variety of ways. And the round robin in that heat map I just showed you are kind of his little babies. He's the minion to Jack, but he's been just doing his own thing over there. The biggest learning curve for me was understanding the Discord server and finding the profile of certain round robin members. It would be easier to do some of the assignments related to newcomers that require Discord if they have specific Discord instructions. For example, find C a partner. Yeah, totally agree. And one of the cool things I can say now is coming, I believe, in December and we already kind of have it beta, is our idea is this is my idea really, but the round robin is so cool. I want to open it up to people who are not part of the program. And so for a nominal fee, they can play. The nominal fee is mostly just like, make sure they're committed. It's a little bit of a wall to get less cheaters and stuff like that. But in any case, when we do it that way, that means that we're going to have a communication system that's not simply the Discord. And I think the Discord is cool, but for me too, man, the Discord was a hard learning curve. And so I want the site to be usable without the Discord. And the round robin tournament, where we're going to have people outside the dojo playing, is the first instance where I think we're going to be like, let's try to make communication between people possible without the Discord. That doesn't mean, we have to do away with the Discord. It's just like, it would be cool to be able to use the site without the Discord. Okay, cool. So, let's go check out Skier Brian. 6 children. Dang, he got started early, son. Age 51. I'm 53, buddy. I ain't close to done. You're already done, man. Oh, 4 still. I mean, not quite done, but still, you're getting close. Jesus Chess, Pathfinder, American Kenpo Karate. 2nd degree black belt. Wow, dude. I know what it means to buckle down and become a master at something. Parenting is more important. It takes away from my chess training. But they are not going to put loving chess master on my gravestone anyway. Okay. So, 850, 505. He's done one. So he's gotten some checkmate tests. Done well on those. It would be good to see some tactics tests over here. And now check it out. What can Jesse do? He can expand. He can go heat map. Oh, look at that. And we can see that Skier Brian has really, since coming to the dojo, he's been on it every day. Is this heat map amazing? Can we just talk about it, by the way? Can we just say how amazing this heat map is? Holy moly. Yeah. So that looks great. And we'll go back and we'll go grad show. You like my little buttons? All right. Clubs. Oh, he's got all kinds of clubs in Boston, New England, 50 plus. I'm in some of those. Not in Boston. All right, follow. Let's see if Skier Brian's got some games for us. He does. Okay, this is Quinn. Well, wait a second. Okay, we'll do Quinn here. So click. And let's see if we got a time graph. We do. Let's go. Oh, does Jesse have a button for the time graph? Oh, he does. So we could chastise them a little bit, maybe a little bit slower. But in general, especially white, that looks like a very nice time management, right? Okay, game review. So he had studied Quinn's games on ChessCom. Dang, that's like deep stuff. Knight f6. Okay, so far so good. All right. We're not going to criticize bishop b3. Good. And now e5's a mistake. Uh-oh. So, so you write that ed is problematic because it exposes the king, but in fact, I mean, to me, that looks like a free coconut. Where I come from, that's a free coconut. Okay, so e5's weird. Bishop g3, so you missed it. Bishop g4, and now c3. And you talk about creating an escape square for the queen. Now, the issue I want you to see about c3 is that it's not a developing move, okay? That's the biggest problem. Knight c6, reasonable, we're not going to complain. Queen c2, okay. You don't like it, but and you want queen b3 better. Queen b3 might be fine. But by the way, one reason it comforts me is every chess player has been traumatized at some point in their life by this fork. And queen c2 at least tells me, hey, you're not going to get, you and I are not going to get traumatized by that fork today. All right, so knight d5. Mistake because he's not developing his coconuts. So a nice move would be queen e7. Bishop e4. A little weird because you're not developing your coconuts. What do we want you to do? We want you to develop your coconuts. Bishop e4. And now let's hopefully you win a pawn. Let's see it. Okay, so Skier Brian, very important to say that at the level you're at, the most important thing, all this stuff about tempo is nice. The most important thing is you are going to hang stuff and your opponent's going to hang stuff. And we in particular want you to take the free toys when they're given to you and not to give away your toys. That is your path to 1,000. Okay, after 1,000, other things will be required. It might seem easy, but it'll take a while before you truly master taking the coconuts. So here we wanted to snip and then take a free coconut. Thank you very much. Okay, so bishop h4. Now I'm getting nervous. So he took, okay, takes. I don't know what fate really wants to. d5. Why is it controversial? Because it's not developing. g4. Why is it controversial? Because you're not developing. What should you do? You should castle. g5. Poor move. And now he finds knight d4 exclam. Energetic, shocking. But I think it loses material to queen d3. Well, it doesn't, but let's look. Queen d3, and he does blunder. Look, it seems like it's a blunder. He might be able to play this actually, but the smart play is to simply take your bishop and then put the knight there. That's a no-brainer. That comes with check. And when he plays it, he could say, check to the miserable king. And notice it's not just a pawn at this point. Now it's epic lead in development. And your king is drafty, as they say. You know, I think that's what they say. Yeah. All right. So knight e4, snip, and you say queen d4 seems to win material. That's not true, Alex Skier Brian. You're getting whacked. Your lady's getting whacked, buddy. So listen, don't feel bad about this, and just realize it takes a while before the mind fully is able to grip all of the squares. Okay? So you took there, and now knight c5. Yeah, very nice move. Queen e2. Knight d3, nice move. King f1, rook e2, bishop e2. And what's the body count here? We got a piece and a rook. So at this level, by the way, we're still in the business. I would maybe want him to play knight. That's fine what he did. Good move. Check, good move. Good move. Now we're really toasty. King h2. And yes, you got to play rook d1. By the way, this is showing... Oh, yeah, we did see the time graph. So, right. Yeah, so here, rook d1. You played that instantly. And, of course, rook d1. I don't know. By the way, queen d2 doesn't deserve an exclam. That's just taking a free coconut. That's just taking a free coconut. Yeah. Okay, so he puts us around a little bit. Starts taking all your stuff. And it's a yard sale now. It's a yard sale. Oh, yeah. So, couple things. Let's go back real quick. And let's see. What we definitely want is we want you to Obviously follow the program, but I want you to just think about this thing about square visualization. So for example, when we have you do mates, whether they're mates in 1 or mates in 2, it's about allowing your mind to have a grip on what is controlling what. It takes a while, right? And you're not there yet. And so things like the mates, all the stuff in the tactics section that we have going on for you, we can go click on this actually. Right? We have the checkmate tests. We have the maiden ones, which you've done. Great. This puzzle rush score, that's a good one to try to achieve. In fact, that's going to be your basic tactics. That'll definitely help. These tactics tests will help. And I really want to stress this, everyone's first chess workbook. That will also give you a just easy tactics, but you want to get very good at it, right? Okay, good. Up to 500, 600, looking great. Next up, we have finalist. Finalist doesn't say anything. Let's go check them out. They have kind of stopped working too much over here, but they have gained a 670. I've already looked at their profile once because they graduated once. Hasn't done any tests. So this is like the reluctant dojo member. They came back when they graduated, but they were only really intent on the heat map for a day or two. All right, clubs, nothing. See, this is the reluctant dojo member. No games. That's especially reluctant. Okay, so finalists, listen. What I see here is somebody who made a good stab at habits, and then either life got in the way or whatever. But if you can keep the heat map up, as you did here for about a week, oh, that's going to be great, dude. Okay. By the way, Quad, this is also, I begged Yelp for this, and he did it, so that's another Yelp. Wrenches and benches. Oh, I love this guy, man. All right. I just love the name, man. Wrenches and benches. All right, here we go. Can't believe I made it. I've been in the 500, 600 cohort for majority of the year. I have to say it's unfortunate that I was not able to find a consistent sparring and training partner on the dojo. I was stuck in the high 7s, low 8s for the longest time, going up and down. So much hard work. I believe my playing OTB in 3 clubs per week, one of which I started has been super beneficial. Focusing on 1 or 2 courses of study rather than many at one time has been a great help as well. I need to improve on analyzing my games and having others do so with me. Right. I still very much enjoy using the dojo for its puzzles, tests, and overall tracking of my progress and work put in. Onward. So what it sounds like is the dude was frustrated with the dojo, and he's like, I'm wrenches and benches, buddy. I'm going all on my own thing. I'm going to go do my own thing. So here we go. Yeah, I called Yelp. I keep saying Yelp. You know why? Because I lived in Germany for a long time. And it's like there, I was Jesse. Now, am I trying to punish Yelp for the own torture that I faced by being called Jesse for over 5 years? Huh? Is that what it's about? I don't know. Maybe just foreign names, I assume, don't have our little J sound. Anyway, it's Yelp. All right, wrenches and benches. Let's go take a look. Oh, look at that. So he's logging his time, but he has gone full non-dojo. Dude has gone full non-dojo. Wow, dude. This guy's amazing, man. Also, Chestnut Pro user, I noticed this is a trend. This is a trend where we got more and more people using this. Kostya just hasn't been put out on our site yet, but I know he just did like a full-on review. Our friend DM Hokie also did one earlier, a couple months ago. So that's an interesting trend. And Putnam, Connecticut, he's the Quiet Corner Chess Club president. Nice. Now, first thing I want to do, oh, by the way, let's just go, because it's such a wild heat map. Let's go heat map, and we're going to expand this. Look at that thing, huh? Look at that thing. And now the next thing we want to do is we want to go back and look, what is it? When we look at activity, what is this non-dojo? He's got all kinds of tactics he's doing, lunchtime OTB, non-scorable classical, okay. Okay, he's doing all kinds of stuff. And that's great. That's great. One of the things that's very important to me, and oh my God, we don't have that many shouting matches at the dojo, but I was yelling at people. And my friends, Jalp, if you're listening, buddy, if you're listening, it's obvious. It's obvious, my point, bro. That this white stuff needs to present as whatever color it actually is, right? Obviously. So if he's playing at his club, that should present as games and analysis. If he's doing tactics on some other site, it needs to present as green. Now, we could put a line through it to say it's non-dojo, but it needs to present so I and he can have a picture of what it is he's doing. There's my little rant for the day. Okay, now the other thing that's really interesting is, I think it's great that he's doing all these things, but I don't want people to feel his frustration about finding the training partner. I think, by the way, especially for somebody like me who would be very reluctant to just reach out to somebody, that the best way to find somebody, this is just if I was using the program, would be I would go play this round robin classical. And actually, what section is he in? He's in 6 to 700. So I go play that one, and let's go look cross table. We'll go look 600, 700. Loading. Uh-oh. Jalp, is this your fault? Is this your fault, or is this just because we have so many people? There it is. I would join this thing and check it out. There's more than one section, right? And then I would be like, after a game, I'd be like, hey, you want to analyze the game afterwards? Some people maybe would say they're too busy or whatever, but that would be a great way to meet somebody at my own level. And then beyond the game, we could be like, hey, do you want to do some sparring sometime? The positions we have to do from the program, Do you want to go over some of my other games with me? Fantastic. So this would be, I think, the best way to meet somebody in a kind of organic way. Okay, so all right, boom, we're going back. Now we're going to see if Wrenches and Benches has got some games. And here we go. Charles R. Let's see, is there a time graph? No. Charles R., maybe we can get a time graph in soon. We're going to go game review. All right, so here we go. So apparently Colin is somebody better than him. That's how he feels. Oh, Wrenches and Benches. Oh, Wrenches and Benches. Hey, Rick, you're killing me, Wrenches and Benches. Okay, so what you're doing is you're playing like a setup that's not especially logical. It's going to be a long day, Charles Hamilton says. So I'm going to try to be like, let me try to put it in a metaphor you might dig. Okay, so imagine, I'm just going to assume you've done a lot of weightlifting because it says Wrenches and Benches, right? And you see somebody come into the gym and they start doing some fancy stuff, but you can tell they haven't really mastered it, right? And, I don't know, let's just take the bench press or something. It takes a while for people to have the core strength. Maybe I'm warming to this metaphor. It takes people a while to have the core strength to do stuff like arch their back, to get their butt engaged. A lot of times people's butts aren't so soft they can't even get their butt engaged. And then the whole idea of pressing through the legs, that's not even going to be a thought to them. Until we can develop the principles of the opening play, that's a little bit like core strength. You're not going to be able to do any of that other fancy stuff, right? So for example, this stonewall structure, which we shouldn't even know the name of the place you're at right now. This stonewall structure is really not so great when black plays d6. It makes a lot more sense when the pawn's on d5. Because here, you're not fighting for, that's not your outpost, isn't there. It's not there. So I hope that metaphor makes sense. Knight f6, knight e4. Why is this poor? Because it's not a developing move. Your opponents also aren't going to know the principles. So if you can just play with the principles, you are going to outplay them. Okay, losing more time. Good. f5. Okay, so he's like you, man. He's just playing all this funky stuff. By the way, look, why is on principle wrong? Well, you're blocking your bishop. Not developing any pieces, f4. These are the reasons this is controversial. And it's obvious why his moves are the same. Okay, knight e5. This one I'm okay with. The whole thing, if you're going to put a thing there, you're going to put a thing there. Knight d7, okay. c4, okay, okay. And now h3, you know I don't like it. What do I want you to do? I want you to develop your coconuts. Okay, it's that simple. Knight f3, knight g4 isn't going to do it. At the very least, we can play knight f3. And look, this sad, sad bishop that you blocked in with e3 now has a job. Right? Okay. Knight g3. Maybe it's preventing you from castling. Oh, queen a4. Holy moly. Bishop d7, knight d7. And now, this is important. What I want you to see that just happened. At this point, you're all in with this queen a4. But when you take on d7, you are going to exchange your one champion piece for a chump bishop. Look at that bishop. It's blocked. It's pretty much as bad as yours. Right? Am I going to tell the story of Nimzovich and his pig? No. But because I think you can see it. I think you can see it. All right, here we go. Okay. Check. Good move. Takes. Okay. Takes. Oh my gosh. King e2. Now please play bishop. Please do something to develop the bishop. Let's see. Oh. Please do something to develop the bishop. Oh. Ooh, weird. Weird. Definitely ED is more natural. Please do something to develop the bishop. Ah. Okay, good. You did something. Now the bishop is coming. All right. Whew. King d7. Good move. I like it. Bishop a3. Don't like it because you're not developing. Right? Okay, probably rook b6 or something now. c5. Doesn't look right. Now rook ad1 or rook c1 probably. Snip. Don't like it. Okay. Actually, maybe you can do this. I take it back. So, maybe it's a good move, actually, bishop c5. I was thinking maybe it wouldn't work and you would play rook c1 first. This might work, though. Snip, because we're talking to his rook. Good. Okay. Interesting position. Snip, snap. Uh-oh, that was bad. Okay, so this is a blunder. Well, how bad is it, Kraai? Well, he's going to make it look good. Let's put it that way. This is weird. This is really weird to me. Okay, I'm having logical problems. I'm having logical problems. Wait, let's just think about this for a second. So, bishop a1, and normal would be pawn takes. Okay, that would be the normal move. Then you could play rook d1 next. Here, the guy could play rook c6. Of course, he should play rook c6. And I think he's mostly doing okay, but you're not dead or anything. You take the bishop first. This is a full blunder because now you take that and right. One cool thing I want you to see about this too is your pawn controls the dark and your bishop controls the light squares. So you have a really nice pattern. Not all the way to f7, Kraai, but you have the pattern to, you see what I'm saying, c7, d7, e7. King d3, I don't know. d7. This might work. a6, rook c1, exclam. You should be totally pumped about this move. That's a very good move. Very nice. So I want to say I criticized a bunch of stuff earlier, I think rightly, but about this, I want to say you played like a champ, okay? He does have a defense, and we need to find it. But what I want to stress is this shows that you've been studying. This shows like, oh, wrenches and benches. He's been doing some work. Okay, so what's the only way for black to defend? King e7, rook c8, rook d8. And unfortunately here, black is going to separate my bishop from the coconut here. Yeah, but he missed it. And rook f8, check to the miserable king. Bang! And maybe he somehow thought that the bishop could go through the king. If the bishop could go through the king, well, he'd be okay. But it cannot. Okay, so that was good. Wrenches and benches, one of my favorite dojoers. All right. So, boom. Next up, we have Jimmy Lays. Oh, go back, buddy. Go back. Okay, Jimmy Lays has been working at it. Already graduated once. Already crushing. So let's go over here. We're going to show heat map, baby. Look at that thing. Oh, you like my stream deck? I might be a boomer GM. I might not know how to do the buttons, okay? But my rating's increasing, okay? I feel like I've gone... That's interesting what you guys would say I am for the computer skills. I feel I'm a solid 650 now. You know, with my stream deck, I went up at least 50 points too. You know, I got into I might even be to the 700, 800 cohort. That's what I'll have to ask Jack. I know he likes to laugh at me and blah, 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 but I think I'm in the solid 700 to 800 cohort right now, my friend. Okay, so there it is with Jimmy Lays, and we'll go boom, and we'll go boom. Let's see any clubs. The UK Dojo, okay. Looking great. Look at how big that UK Dojo is. Then we're going to look at games. It might not be any games. It looks like a lot of green over there. Well, we got some. This is Hudya. And this was played pretty recently. Let's take a look. Do we got times? We got some times. Let's look at that. I got so many buttons now. I got so many buttons, it's hard to know which one to press. So Hudya, unless you were winning at move 15, you started moving a little too quick there. Okay, so that's something to be aware of. A lot of times, especially if you're playing online, you can lose your focus and then you just start making impulsive moves. So when you get tired, that's when oftentimes people will make a fast move. Okay, so let's go back game review. And Botez don't got nothing on me, man. Come on now. Come on. I'm prettier than Botez too, don't you think? Ah, come on. Oh, I'm real pretty. All right, here we go. This is a mistake. I'm going to try and trap this and then take with knight or mess up his pawns. Okay, I don't know if it's a mistake. It's maybe a little weird, but knight e5, okay. e3, okay. e6, and now you're going to go for him. Now, this is interesting. Bishop g6, h4. Nice. Okay. Now, props. Okay, that was very, that's, I don't know if you want to call it GM level or something, but that's like a beautiful thing that you're setting up, and your opponent walked right into it, and you are absolutely right that either h6 or g6, or h6 or h5 is called for now to let the bishop escape. He doesn't even see it, and it's not a developing move. And you say, thank you very much. And this is very critical that you do not play c3. Even c3 would win, actually, because on bishop b1, cb, the bishop is still trapped. Okay, but this is fine. He trades, and you say thank you. When you recapture, you also say thank you for developing my piece. And then you say, oh, I have that covered. Thank you very much, sir. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. You're doing great. b5. Okay. Bishop d3. Beautiful. a5. You're doing fine. Oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Oh, free pawn. We'll take it. Oh, we'll just go back. Good. Snip, snap. Oh, frisky, but I think okay. Okay, now this, one of the things to say here is that we just want to make sure, we want to do things, let's just put it here. We want to be super safe when we are up a couple coconuts here. We're up a pawn, I mean, we're just up a piece, right? So there's no need to really play a move like g5. What do I want you to do? I want you to get your king, when you put the king over, you connect the rooks, and the rook does something. Now, does your move ultimately win? Yes, but you see why I'm nervous. I'm worried that you're missing some kind of f6. And I think it's not true that you're toast or anything, because I think you get to play knight g6, but you see what I mean. There's no need to create risk here. And here on f6, you have queen g7. That doesn't make any sense. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Knight here. Now, let me just show you a quick one. Knight g6 would be a nice move because you're controlling the queenie square, tapping the rook, running it in. Okay, so let's see your techniqueo here. Fine, fine, fine. He's just hanging his coconuts. Ooh, that's a nice one. Ooh, that was a nice one. Okay, so that was well done. That was well done. That was Jimmy Lays over here. He's following the program. He's doing pretty good, too. He's doing pretty good. Okay. So, great. We'll see him around. He's at now graduated to my computer cohort. I'm in the 7 to 800 computer cohort. Maybe Jack could create like a computer training plan, you know? Okay, here's Trevor. Boom. We're going to give Trevor a follow. Now, I don't know if Trevor's got anything going on. His heat map says nothing. Clubs, nothing. Joined last year. That's kind of weird, man. A little bit inactive with the USCF. Now, I'm just going to guess that what happened here is dude has been inactive on the dojo, but then he had a nice tournament, and then he was like, I'm going back to the dojo, and I'm going to graduate. Because he's not doing anything over here. Let's see, games. We got a game. And this is from forever ago, though. This is from last year, right? This is last year. So, Trevor, we hope to see more of you here at the dojo, man. Yeah. Okay. So, Simiska says, he's a dojo dweller. I was on a plateau for a couple months plus, oscillating up and down the rating ladder. Have found a way to enjoy this and not get frustrated as knowledge is consolidated and skills are built during such periods. I think about Ding. He's trying to sleep right now. He ain't sleeping. Looking forward, I need to find a way to play longer games, managing some 30 minutes but not the majority, both online and physically. The OTB part is the hardest as I must manage a full-time job and 3 preschoolers. Oh, dude. Oh, man. What makes it worse is that I have 3 good clubs around my place in Athens, but they all have their classes and casual games from 8 onwards on weekdays, which is toddler bedtime. Also, once you're a dad, you start, I'm in bed by then. Before heading into tournaments, I feel that I need to get better acquainted with the 3D board. Any word of advice from anyone? Another decision switch during this cohort was to focus on quality, not quantity. If I play too many games, there is no time to analyze. Okay, so one thing is the 3D board is going to activate your mind more. And it might feel like you're getting crushed in your first experience, but it's because your opponents are actually playing at higher quality than they would be if they were online. Like we see on this grad show all the time, just chumps online, just playing super fast, right? But it will, of course, it'll be an adjustment. And there's a lot of people in your shoes. There's a lot of people who started playing during the pandemic here on the site, and they honestly are shy about OTB. They're like, oh, I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about it, you know. I'm used to my things, you know. A couple things, as I mentioned earlier, Kostya's coming out with his review of the the Chestnut Pro or whatever. That seems like a cool thing for people, and maybe in your situation, you know, you set up a board, and then you can play a game. You're not distracted by the internet. Quality time. All right, let's go and take a look. Tsimiska. All right, beautiful heat map, a little bit uneven, but we're going to take a look. That's pretty good for somebody with 3 toddlers, I'll tell you what. All right, so go back to the grad show and let's see what we got. Now, chess adds them up. One cool thing, Tsimiska, is when you say Athens, I think you're saying Athens, Georgia, just from the way you're writing the English. Maybe you're talking about Athens. You're talking about Athens, Greece, dude. I take it from your name. Took me a second. Took me a second. Am I playing the U.S. Masters? No, I'm not. So, yeah, I'm sure there's great chess around you there in Athens. Okay, so your English was so good, though. I was like, this guy's from Athens, Georgia. You know, so that's a compliment, I guess. So total time breakdown, mostly games and analysis. Good. Some tactics. Let's take a look at the games. This is pretty recent. And let's see. First, we got a time graph. Ooh, let's show this bad boy. So this is what we were just talking about. We see that at least one example of this every grad show. Somebody online that they're just no one knows why they're here. I mean, this would be playing some bullet game, you know? Just playing some bullet game. All right, here we go. Boom. And we'll go over here. Good move. Good move. Good move. Fine. Take that coconut. You say thank you very much. Queen e3. Typical play from somebody who's not thinking, right? They're just moving around and around. Bishop e7, good move. d6, okay, you could have castled too. Queen e4. You know, they say don't move the queen out early. This is one of the reasons they do. Pawn takes. I kind of like, I don't know, both are fine. I kind of like knight takes just because I want to get my pieces off the e-file to hurt this queen. f5. I don't know. The queen was already kind of weird to begin with. To me, bishop f6 makes a lot of sense. Yeah, and I want you to see that this f-pawn it got in the way of your business, right? And now you're doing this weird stuff. And so even though you're up a pawn, it's not as cool as it could have been. Like, we haven't completely punished white for their crimes. And they have committed crimes. There's no doubt about it. By the way, a nice move here could be bishop a6 with the intention of stopping him from castling. That was a weird slip. And, you know, here we protect and we threaten. You know, this kind of thing looks hard for him to deal with. Okay, queen e8. Now he's pinning us. Okay. They'll notice this person is not really thinking. They're just moving their queen back and forth all the time. Rook fe8. One nice trick would be f4. Oh no, I lost my bishop. Oh no, my queen. There we go, buddy. That's what this guy deserves, honestly. Look, just move. What a real chump. Bishop g5, it's at least clever. Bishop g5, rook e1. Did the guy think at all? No. Okay, there we go. There we go, Tsimiska. And I think one of the things this points to is what I said earlier right? Now, by the way, I'm not telling you have to go play online. I mean OTB. I'm just saying when you play online, this is the kind of play you get. Is this some chump who's not really thinking, right? Okay, but congratulations. We got a lot of people with kids in this program. It's very cool, especially as someone with kids themselves. I appreciate it. All right, go back to this one, buddy. This is the Royal Chess Fan. And it's hard to know what's going on with Royal Chess Fan. It seems like they just joined a couple weeks ago. They've done a checkmate test. Oh, wait, maybe if I go up Dojo points. No, he's not logging anything. So that's weird. He's aus Deutschland. And we got some games? No games. So Royal Chess Fan, dude, put some stuff here. Tell us who you are. Können Sie auch auf Deutsch schreiben? No? And then give us some games. All right, next up is Eliza. Eliza says, told myself I couldn't hit the button to graduate until I completed the Polgar mates and the reading for this cohort. Okay. Also wanted to do one of each of the checkmate and tactics tests. Now I'm over halfway to the next cohort. Still no rush to hit the button, and the extra month made sure my ChessCom rating stabilized in the next rating band. Oh, great. Great. This is beautiful. Also, when you do the mates, you're just ahead of the game for the next cohort. Let's give Eliza a follow. We're going to read this description. Girly in the Pacific Northwest, good as math as a kid, struggling with ADHD. Interesting. I found it impossible to focus long enough to not blunder all my pieces to my grandpa and uncle, and like many kids, I avoided things I did not immediately excel at. Still, I always felt a tugging curiosity about chess and the people who played it well. Like every other adult newcomer, I finally got into chess after watching Queen's Gambit on Netflix. Since had periods of playing chess every day and absorbing chess media, like the ChessDojo YouTube channel. I have also had some long stretches where I don't even look at it bored. I love this game and I'm here for the long haul despite still having the same propensity for blundering all my pieces I had when I was a kid. Great. Yeah, ADHD is interesting. I have this girl I'm dating has a son who's got ADHD. He's in the program. He was into chess for a while. I was into other things. Fine, I'm not pushing him or anything. But I hadn't really wrapped my head around ADHD, and I think I had at least, maybe I still do have mild ADHD. She's a psychologist, disagrees with me, but like a lot of chess players, there's some little spectrum-y thing going on in my head. Okay, so as we can see, first of all, let's go heat map, bang. And we are going to see that Eliza is really going for it with the tactics, right? So, like she was saying, probably the mates. Okay, so let's go back and we'll go Grand Show. And we want to just, let's go check out that tactics here for a moment. So yeah, everyone's first chess workbook, beautiful. Chess tactics for kids, okay. This is looking good. Actually, so, and some of the mates in 1. And then these are the mates in 2. Okay, good. Great. All right, I suspect we have a game. Let's go check it, take a look. We got 1. This might be an OTB. Nice win to end a tournament. Okay, do we have some times? We got some times. Let's first look at that. And so 2 hours plus 30 seconds. Now, I think what she did is then she put in the times either manually or maybe it was, no, it had to have been manually. So that's great. That's great. Okay, so let's go then game review. And let's get into it. Fancy. Okay. So you guys know what I'm going to say. She's being a little too fancy for where she's at. Okay. EF4, E5. Good move. Knight G8. knight f3, and a mistake, d4. Beautiful. Bishop b6, bishop f4. Now, one thing I just want to stress is, what she did, this f4 move, it's called the Vienna. I don't want her to be learning openings at this stage. And her opponents will do stuff like this person did anyway, like moving bishop c5 where he can get smacked, letting e5 push the knight back, okay? But that being said, this opening worked out brilliantly for her. d6, they got to do something. Nice move, bishop c4. Queen d7, weird. Opponent mentioned after this that they played this move because it was worried about a potential bishop sacrifice to force the king to remain in the center. However, this move blocks in the dark light square bishop. Right. So what we're seeing is, and you're going to see this a lot, is this person doesn't appreciate the value of development. All right, you have many good moves here. I like what you did. Castles. Great. This is just the dream of the Vienna, by the way, and I call it the dream of Federico. Federico, the f-pawn. Because you remember wrenches and benches? He put up that f4 pawn, and it was in the way of his bishop. The dream of Federico is this kind of situation, because now the bishop is out and the rook is out. It's very important to see that the dream of Federico is to develop the rook on the f-file. Right? So when you play the f-pawn, it's got to be like, oh, this is about the rook. This is about the rook. Okay, I like it. Knight c6. Now we have to be a little careful about tricks on this diagonal. Let's see what you play. I like king h1 here. Takes. Actually, that's fine. Fine. So, and then now we got a lot of good moves. Our position's so nice. Knight b5 looks good. We have a lot of nice moves. Knight d5, okay. A lot of tempting options here. And this is great analysis. You list king h1, knight g5, bishop f7, rook e1. Good. Personally, I want to stress that the idea of rook e1 can't be too bad, but we want this rook over here. This rook is already doing something, right? Yeah. And the grief with knight g5, it might even work, but we have to recognize that we're hanging a coconut when we play knight g5, right? Knight b5 looks amazing too. Okay, here we go. So, knight d5, knight e7, probably a good move from your opponent. Knight b6. Continuing along the logic of playing simply, I figured that after a-b, Black's queenside pawns would forever be weak. I can go pick them up if I want, but also I saw this as the point where my winning advantage stabilized itself. I'm ready to launch an attack on Black's king. If I mess up and things get hairy, I don't need to keep pressing. I can just trade down an endgame, and these pawns are atrocious. It will be how I win, okay? I could not see how having a backup win was a bad idea. Okay, all right. Now, let's just say that you're going to get a lot of opponents who give you time in the opening like this. And one of the things we want to learn how to do is to finish the game before they have a chance to get in it. Now, this position, it looks great. To me, it looks like there must be a winning plan for us here. But at the same time, it's not super simple, right? It's not super simple to see exactly how that goes down. Yeah. So I'm just looking myself here at a variety of things. I think knight b5 followed by knight g5, for example, looks strong. So knight d5, and what you should see is you're cashing in a structural advantage where now Black's going to have the time to castle. It's not bad. You're doing great. Bishop b5. Why don't I like it? Because it's not a developing move, right? I want something like queen d2 or queen d3 to play rook a e1. Get everybody in. They should play d5 or knight d5 now. Good move, d5. Knight e5. Queen e6. Okay, queen e6 is real funky because now they're setting themselves up on this e file. Queen d8 seemed necessary. Queen h5. After the game with my opponent, we both felt that maybe I rushed this a bit and could have played rook e1. Yeah, no, rook e1. Yeah. Look what they've done. Oh, no. So great annotation. Rook e1, I think that's game. I don't think there's nothing after that. It's hard for me to imagine. Okay. So, queen h5, you're still doing great. Now let's go rook a e1. Bishop d3. So just feel my pain a little bit. I want all of your pieces involved and not just the cheapo merchant going on here on h7. Okay. So g6 looks correct. And here I would be worried about knight takes d4, stealing my coconut. He would steal my coconut and then maybe bring this one around the mountain. Plays knight f5, we take. And that's a really good move. The bishop zigs and dashes. f6 isn't it? Thank you very much. So this was a blunder with knight f5, and you exploited it very nicely. We should say that black should probably play gf, just so that the queen gains some chances of defending along the third. And this bishop g5 is a great move. Great move. Rook f5, and now it's a question of your follow through here. Bishop d2, bishop e3, excuse me. And you talk about knight f3. I like it. Knight f3 is good. Why wouldn't he just take your knight? Just take the knight. Okay, you played rook f1. Please take my knight, I insist. But why don't we take his knight before he wins a piece? We still want to be up in pieces. Knight takes c6. We don't have to lose the thing. What is he doing? Take with the pawn. Take with the pawn. These people are hanging their coconuts. So I say it all the time. The path to 1,000 is about not hanging stuff. All the stuff I say about tempo is important, but far more important is this kind of decision where dude needs to be just taking your knight. Good move. Good move. Rook c8, very nice. Okay. And you know, you should say thank you when this person gives this to you like that. Now, the time graph, you know, one thing, let's just go back. One thing we want to say is this was probably someone new to the game. It was probably a little bit of a novel experience to play such a long game, right? And in general, probably most of the games you play won't be this long, but this is a good experience where you could see, especially with that 30-second increment, both sides could think longer. And especially at this level, you should, every move you should be like, am I hanging a piece? Is dude hanging a piece, right? And then the results are going to be just hugely benefited from that. Not like every time you're going to see it, but you're going to see it more often. All right, let's go back. That was great, Eliza. So, boom. Next up, we have Luck B3. What does Luck B3 have to say? Oh, look at that heat map. We're going to give Luck B3 a follow. Has done some tests. Graduated out of 1,000. Clubs. The French dojo. Oh, we got a lot of French people going on here. Let's click out this beautiful heat map. Oh, I got a button for that heat map. Officially a 700 in computer land. Look at that. All right, so that's looking great. We'll go back and, he's joined the dojo at the beginning of October and has mostly been on it. So that's a beautiful thing. All right, games. Got a bunch. Okay, Luck B3, 30 plus 30. This happened end of October. Let's take a look. All right, we'll mark this. We got time. Ooh, well, it's a similar story, my friend. However, luckily, it's not Luck B3 that's going to get yelled at. What is he doing? He's playing a rando online, and they're not thinking at all, right? Yeah. Okay, game review. D6. Weird. Why? Because it's giving up time. What would be better? Knight C3. Good. 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 Notice every move he's developing. Good. Good. Fine. Poor. Not developing. And playing it super fast, too. Good move. D4. And now, look at this. You thought for a minute and a half. And you have to be a little careful because on knight takes D4, you would be blundering a piece. This is a standard little trick. So you did this well. And you said, thank you for the coconut. Knight D4 looks a little bit, to me, it just looks nicer. You know, that's just what a beautiful steed there. Pony, as they sometimes like to say. So that's a nice steed. In any case, they're doing great. Okay. 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 Now this makes me nervous, B6. And you write, as expected, I'm free of the pin. At this moment, I realize there's only one bishop left in the game. His light squared 1, so I decided to stay off the light squares. Right, so the reason this makes me nervous is precisely just on after knight b5, I'm concerned that he's getting some grief against your pawns, some counterplay. Now, we'll see to what extent that's true, but that is my concern. So, one of the, just in general, a challenge in chess is to, control our opponents. I think the easiest is probably rook fd8. And then on knight b5, you have a nice choice between a6 and then rook d2. Okay, so b6, and notice, it's not a developing move, whereas rook fd8 is. Knight b5, knight e5, and of course, this person should be taking on a7. Rook c8, bishop b7, and now I'm hoping you played rook c2. Oh, see, rook c2 is what we want. Look how active that is, rook on the 7th. So powerful. Rook b8, rook c1. Now, cheapo merchant. The cheapo merchant has come a-calling. All right. Knight d3. And this move I'm not 100% on because you are encouraging him to enter with rook c7. So I would be more in favor of some kind of like king f8 or something else. Okay, rook c7, knight d5. Now this is a little weird. It would be easier for white just to take this coconut and then take this coconut, something like that. And he's active. It's important to see this rook is active. So rook d7, snip, and you give this a double question mark. And you write, I'm dumb. I even thought for a minute, and I didn't see the fork. Incredible. Well, wait a second. I'm confused. So first of all, you got to see that your opponent is now active, right? He's active. And so, well, I know what you're saying. He's saying, I had knight c5. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying, right? Okay. So, knight b2. Knight d6. All right. Rook f8. Passive. e4. Frisky. Knight f6. Good move. Now we need to bring our knight back. Knight e8. Okay. Good move. Okay. Rook d8. h5. a4. Weird. He should play rook b7. Rook d6. Okay. Oh, that's a good move, unfortunately. Oh, no. Oh, no. So rook d6. I thought it was a good move. See, I make mistakes too. What should you do? Got to bring the knight back. One of those squares. Excuse me. Now we're in a little grief. I don't know what he's doing. He's like the cheapo merchant. He's doing something over there, but no one knows what it is. Okay. Cheapo merchant comes. He's trying to hope for something. Good move. Now I see he's going for some dirty trick or something. You're just collecting the coconuts. There's no mate. E4. Okay. Check. Okay. Here he comes. Oh, you're doing fine. Good. And now you go rook e4, and then you blunder bishop g6. Oh, man. However, you're still in the game. And you get we're going to call this a little lucky that you have this. And the question would be, bishop e4, king f6, how do we evaluate this? My instinct is that white should be able to draw this, but, party's going to continue. Yeah, it's not super clear exactly how it's going to go down. A couple things here, luck b3. I think you would benefit a lot from going a little deeper in the variations. And when you say, like, you make a mistake, you should say what you think you or they should have done. But otherwise, this is great. This is great. And, we'll say the other obvious thing we've already said in this show, when you play online, you're going to get a lot of chumps like this, and they're just not even thinking. And what do you get? Like a bunch of superficial, cheapo merchant threats. I don't know why I think that's so hilarious. Okay, back to the grad show, my friends. So, next up is Stoffel Verlinden. Stoffel Verlinden. Maybe from Holland? Let's see. So, 1054 has done some tests. Oh, he failed on the checkmate test, bud. That was an epic fail over there. But the tactics test is more close to his rating. Clubs. Now, what about the Dutch dojo? Stoffel. Here we go. Oh, he's got all kinds of frozone, flow zone. All right, let's go check out frozone, flow zone. And let's see, we got times? We do. Let's check that out. Boom. And pretty good use of time by both players there, right? Okay, let's go game review. And e4, e5. So far, so good. Fine. Okay. Weird. Losing a tempo. Thank you for saying it. So castles or queen b3 would be kind of what you're looking for, right? Good. a4. A little spicy. a6. b4. Okay. And you win a coconut. So, couple things with a4. It's interesting. And, well, okay. a6, b4. He definitely doesn't want to play a5. Not just for the tactical problem that happens, but because it loses a tempo. And now it's a very nice pawn that you win. Good. Finally, castles. Now look, knight f3, loss of time. What would be the fast way? Take on g6. Bishop e6. Okay. c5, that's a bad move. I've noticed on ChessCom, whenever there is an en passant, there's a little info button there. And that's because I think some people have become enraged. Become enraged and written into ChessCom. And they're like, what the hell? What the hell happened here? And Frozone here might have had a similar thing. Hold on, wait a second. Isn't it Frozone that we're looking at with Stoffel? Hold on, wait a second. I thought it was Stoffel over here. Frozone, wait a second. Sorry, I'm just checking something. Yeah, so even though this is Frozone, this is our guy. And he missed it. This is not the see, that's what I said. It's not the first time I missed en passant. Damn. Yeah. Okay, so that's why they got that little info button. Frozone, Flowzone. It's for you, bud. It's for you. Rook E8. Now all your coconuts are falling. Okay. For a second, I don't know why I thought you were white. Bishop B7. Okay. Let's see if we can hold this together. Bishop C4. Losing time. Bishop C6. Good. Takes. Poor. Snip. Now we're back in the game a little bit. Knight C3. Okay. And now you do this. I don't like it. You are helping white develop their pieces. And I think an annoying move to face would be knight F4. You know, I think that would be a little bit annoying for him to face. So, bishop F3. Bishop D4. Hold on, just 1 second. Hey, what's up?
Welcome to Dojo.
Check out Joe, he's a Reddit bro, likes to edit posts, and he starts to gloat when he gets the most of votes or likes. Yeah, he's really hyped, really psyched, cause the crowd is really tight and the work is really light. His training plan is the first thing your eyes see, cause he got more follows than my boy Aragaisi. Opinions on Magnus, Hans, and Karyakin, who cheated who, which engine that ain't hacking. He got blocked by Short, ignored by Dvorak, but he can't be wrong, he scored a like from Truan. He's got lightning attacks on GM blunders and gaffes, true not over the board, it's only the other chat. Still his 7-year plan ensures the last laugh. Distractions detract from any actual actions. Excuses are useless, he rues his inaction. Awaits satisfaction, the status of Magnus. He bought 50 books and opened up 10. Fools ought to read Psalms, not my system. He's got 30 alt accounts on every site around. Chessable courses keep looking cheaper by the pound. He got 22 databases and 36 engines, 25 chess sets, and a massive clock collection. He bought merch from Gotham, Bra and Naka, but his game history looked like some chess copy pasta. A GM coach that he don't listen to, and if you think it is, then yes, my friend, yes, this is you.
Okay, so bishop D4. Okay, so yeah, the info, but queen D1, and now knight takes D3. That's a good one. Rook B7. Okay. Queen D7. Fancy. Knight D6. Snip, snop. We're losing a bunch of stuff. We're losing a bunch of stuff. Oh, Queen C1, ain't it? F6. We should take a coconut. We should take a coconut. All right, F6, Rook E2. Let's take that coconut. Oh, knight takes D3. Yeah. Bishop D6. Queen D1. Check to the miserable king. This ain't it. This ain't it. Oh, now we got him. Now we got him. I hope we got him. And here we don't need Rook H3, bud. We just, oh yeah, we do. Great. Look at that move. Rook H3. After all that. After all that. Dang. Dang. Hanging a bunch of stuff, but look at that. We've been doing our mate in twos, baby. Mate in twos. Bang. That's a mate in two bows. I was blowing my nose all over David's rap song. It's true, man. It's true. Okay. So, well done. And let's go back here. So, I think, oh my God, we have a couple. All right, this is Nevada. I might have to leave early. I just got an emergency. I don't know, like a mild emergency call. Okay, this is Nevada. One of my favorite players. He's retired. Okay. So, looking great. Look at that heat map. Oh, crap. Fix the business, but sorry about that. He's playing a lot of games. You know. All right, good. Nevada's bringing it. Tactics, tests, and all. Clubs. Canada. 50 plus. Oh, there we go. I remember this profile now because I gave a whole spiel about going to play up in Alberta. Okay, we got a game. We got loads. And I think I got to do this as the last one. I'll pick up the other ones I missed next time. So, the time graph. Oh, no, Nevada. Well, at least it wasn't you who was the complete criminal, Nevada. We're going to hope that you were winning at this point, Nevada. But if you were winning here, we'd hope the game would have ended sooner. We don't want this. We don't want this. All right. Game review. Hit the mark review. Here we go. Great. Oh, this is a dirty trick. You're doing fine. Doing fine. Doing fine. Doing fine. Okay. We're up some time. You're winning more time. Bishop c5. Okay. Oh, I like h5. I decided to start attacking, he says. All right. Now, what I would say, whether we call it attacking or not, the nice thing is we want to activate the rook. We want to claim that our rook is developed. h4, queen c5, h4. Okay. Good. And now, do you have queen takes g3? Yeah. Okay, so you talk about queen g3 here. Good. I see the tactic of queen g3, but I do not like the looks of d4, attacking two of my pieces. Okay, so the variation that I want you to have in here, which you do, great, is bishop f3, exclamation. That's the move that we want to see. And then, of course, we're totally winning. So this, in a way, you're being a cheapo merchant because you're hoping, I guess they call it hope chess, that he plays bishop f3, which he does, and now you got him. And now I'm really going to hope you played a rook to g8 now. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Oh, now look at how joyful this is. Yeah, buddy. Okay, and remember I was about to yell at you, and I was going to say, hey, this game shouldn't last too long. Well, a little bit understandable now, now that I see it, that you stopped thinking here, or at least not that much. A little simple chess, but, oh, look at this. Welcome to Alberta. Welcome to Alberta, bud. Oh, yeah. Oh, just give it all to me. Give me all the coconuts. Yeah. Good conversion, too. There's no need to be fancy. Oh, yeah, just simple chess. Okay, great. You guys, I got to run. I got a kid with an ear infection or something like that. I got to go deal with that.